Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel Zoe, and you're listening to Works for Us, where we talk to people about what works for them in their relationships and, of course, what doesn't. Okay, today I'm so thrilled to feature yet another incredible female friendship on Works for Us by talking to true besties, Kristin Cavallari and Stephanie Biegel. Kristin and Stephanie met in their early 20s and have been best friends ever since. Kristin, of course, is a TV personality, fashion designer, entrepreneur, author, and incredible mom to 3 adorable children. She got her start on the hit shows Laguna Beach, The Real Orange County, and The Hills before branching off into her own reality series, Very Cavallari. Kristin's wildly popular lifestyle brand, Uncommon James, which has grown into a 30 million plus annual business, now spans jewelry, home goods, children's apparel, accessories, and clean skincare. Her best friend, Stephanie Biegel, aka Steph Biegs, is a marketing powerhouse and entrepreneur who has worked with Kristin on many successful projects. Stephanie is the proud female founder of Key, a fan relationship platform that helps creators understand and monetize their fans. She's also the co-host of the Well Behaved podcast, which focuses on wellness and being a boss babe. Welcome to Works for Us, you guys. I'm so happy to have you. How you doing?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is so fun.
Good.
This is so much fun. It's
know,
really
we're
just
excited.
girl talk. I actually love when Roger's not on, just saying, because you know what it is? Because lately I've been just really talking to just so many incredible women that I'm lucky enough to call friends. And, you know, I think like woman to woman is always different than when like, because Roger's like, you know, like he always has interesting questions because he's been like surrounded by women his entire life. And he's very like respectful and sensitive to them. But like, it's still different when it's just us, you know?
Totally.
So
It is different. Yeah.
I mean, okay. So I want to jump into how we're feeling today. But first, I have to go to the beginning because, again, I get in trouble because I'm too excited and I start jumping all over the place. So I do want to know first, just like for me, for our listeners, how did you guys meet? Because best friends, especially female best friends, that friendship is a very unique one, as you know, and also, in my opinion, very hard to find. And when you find your like safe person that's a female, it's just extra. And I think when you add working together, that's just like even another special layer. So tell me how you guys met. It sounds very romantic, actually.
Do you want to say it, Biegs?
Okay, fine. Well, I think I tell it maybe a little differently, but
everyone does. No matter what the relationship, everyone has a different story.
I like your version though. Your version is fun.
My version's really good. I think my version's great too. So we were both in LA. I was out there right after college working, and I worked at a talent agency for a very short period of time. I did not last very long.
Okay.
But Kristin was a client of the agency. And then I went over to this company doing like celebrity endorsements. And we had Victoria's Secret was one of our clients. And we had this showroom where you would give away. Like, am I allowed to swear, Rachel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Kev. So we had a showroom and we would give away, you know, a ton of shit, like mainly bras and underwear. Yeah. And Kristin came in one day and most people would come in and just like take the shit and run. And she was like, should I try some stuff on? And I'm like, sure. Like, you don't need to. So, and also like, I didn't actually work at Victoria's Secret. Like, I didn't know if anything like fit, right? I'm like, just take whatever you want and like, go.
Was it a full picture? Was this a full picture? No.
I was at Platinum Rye.
Platinum Rye.
Okay. And Fingerprint was in the same office.
Got it.
Yeah. So I remember literally, she was like, I'm going to try some stuff on. Like, let me know what you think. She showed me her boobs and I'm like, I love her boobs and I want to be besties. And the rest is history.
By the way, spoken like true girlfriends. And like, that's it. And the rest is history. That's totally amazing. And by the way, I should also note, Kristin, that like the cool thing about that I captured too, beyond the boobs, is that you wanted to try stuff on to make sure you weren't just taking random stuff that didn't fit, which is actually like more than most, because people usually just come and grab a pile and like run, you know?
Totally.
So I think that already gives you like an extra gold star, in my opinion, because I've seen like swag. I mean, Literally.
I know. Well, I just honestly, I don't like having all the excess laying around at my house. I mean, especially bras. I'm not going to like gift bras and panties to my friends. Well, I guess I could to my friends that come over, but
yeah, they would love it. I mean, I feel like they would love it. But wait a minute. So then what happened? Like, because you obviously were not working together. You became really close friends. And then like, how did it go from being friends to like professional?
Well, we actually had condos just down the street from each other over right by Larchmont Village on Rossmore.
Oh my God, this is so like LA Story. I love it. It's very like Melrose Place.
Yes, I know. Totally. I know. But we just started going out together and we had a lot of mutual friends. And it was just one of those connections where we truly did instantly connect. Like, I am not just taking my shirt off for anybody, I will say.
Yeah.
There's something special about Biegs.
Fair.
So we just had this instant bond.
That's so nice. And then, well, so there was a big like gap. You became really, really close friends. You were both like doing your own thing, right? And then at what point were you like, okay, let's like make magic together. I trust you more than anything. Because the one thing I want to say is that like, you know, listen, my husband is my co-CEO and business partner, but like that's already insane. And I think sometimes there's that thing of like, don't get in business with your friend, especially your best friend. But I think, obviously this is working magically. So I think, and I'm sure you thought about that. So I think like at what point were you like, okay, let's do this. Like, I'm ready to risk this because I know this can work.
Well, it took us a few years, I think, to get to that place that we're at now because we were in LA. That was more fun going out. Mm-hmm. But Biegs actually ended up moving back to Highland Park, which is a suburb of Chicago.
Yep, I know. Well.
And my mom lives in Barrington. Yeah. My mom's in Barrington, which is about 30 minutes away. So I think a turning point in our friendship, at least for me, was when I would go and visit my mom after Biegs had moved back. We would meet up for lunch when I was there visiting. And then I met my now ex-husband, who was in Chicago, and Biegs was in Chicago. And that's really when we were together all the time. We just became the best of friends.
Got it. That's so fun. Okay. So
it was fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you live in different cities now, right? Like Chicago and Nashville. I mean, I guess, listen, the whole world is remote at this point, right? Totally. I mean, it doesn't totally matter. But like, how does that work? Do you like travel a lot to see each other? Do you not really need to because every life can be so remote now, or neither?
I feel like, I mean, I miss this. I'm swearing too much. I miss this shit out of her.
You should hear when Roger's on. Please, okay, don't worry.
Perfect. I don't know what happens. It's Friday and I'm ready for tequila. So here we are. I think, I mean, we do a really great job, I think, of checking in. I think, you know, the funny thing is I can go months without seeing her and it doesn't matter because when we're together, it just feels like no time has passed.
That's the best kind of friendship, honestly, in my opinion. My closest friends are the ones that I don't have to see for 6 months, but it's the same. We just pick up.
Totally. The one thing I do yell at her about is we'll get on the phone and we'll have like our like catch ups and then she'll start telling me like big updates. I'm like, how the hell did you not tell me that? Right.
Like seriously, we've been talking for like hours and you're just telling me this now.
Like also like you didn't tell me a week ago. You didn't tell me. So like we get in like little things.
Like when it happened.
Right. When it happens. But I think what we do really well is we always find moments throughout the year to meet up for girls trips or, you know, we've gone on so many adventures, but whether it's me visiting her in Nashville or she comes home to Chicago, like it's the little things and then it's also the big things. And it makes it even that much more special because we don't get to see each other all the time.
Yeah. And I think it's important to just mention like sort of the female of it all, because, you know, a lot of times, like I think coming from, I mean, so many different facets of the industry and businesses. I mean, you know, it's funny. There's so much about like female. And then I'm always very loud and proud to be like, you know, listen, there's some really great guys out there too that have supported me, you know, sometimes tenfold, you know, more than the women have, because women can be epic and women can also be really tough. And so I'm curious, have you guys found any challenges along the way with, you know, either females that didn't want to see you guys win, either separately or together, or have you found a lot of male support along the way, or both? Or, you know, I'm just curious because I think it's important for our listeners to really hear about, you know, female entrepreneurship and the hardships and the highs and lows and lows. Finding that perfect skincare routine is never easy. Most of us know that. Personally, I find that something about the weather out here really dries out my skin, especially this time of year. Between the changing seasons and trying to address all of my skin needs, I had to buy tons of products, which made my routine a 10-step process. But that all changed when I started using Proven Skincare. Proven Skincare formulas are rooted in the world's largest beauty database, the Skin Genome Project, and the winner of MIT's AI Technology of the Year Award. Proven Skincare is rooted in actual science. They have analyzed the universe of skincare by studying the effectiveness of over 20,000 skincare ingredients from over 100,000 skincare products and over 28 million testimonials. All this data has given Proven the ability to pinpoint exactly what your skin needs. All of this analysis results in Proven Skincare's custom 3-step system that actually works, including a personalized cleanser, day moisturizer, and personalized night cream. The simple and effective system replaces my shelf full of products. Plus, your formulations are updated every 8 weeks to evolve with you, based on changes in your skin or environment and your skin's acclimation to active ingredients. Proven is so perfect for me because they actually adjust their formula with the season. So the dryness I have during winter months is totally solved by a richer, more hydrating formula specifically made for this time of year. Give your skin exactly what it needs with Proven Skincare. Go to provenskincare.com to take the free skin genome quiz and use code ZOE for $20 off your first order. That's provenskincare.com, code ZOE for $20 off your first order. provenskincare.com, code ZOE.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's a little bit of all of the above. I really feel like, yes, women and men too can be really nasty when they're insecure.
Yes.
You know, really everything boils down to how people feel about themselves.
I agree.
So if you're trying to tear someone down, it's really, or let's say if someone's trying to tear me down, it's not really about me. It's more about them. And I've gotten to a place as I've gotten older where I've realized that. And in a lot of ways, it makes you have more empathy towards these people. It still doesn't take away from it hurting though, from time to time. And, you know, there's a quote that says, no one ahead of you is ever going to be talking shit. It's like the people who are always behind you in the wings are the ones who are trying to tear you down.
It's true.
And in a lot of ways, you know, they say, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. So I think it's just part of the business. But women, it can be very challenging with women. And that's why like Biegs and I have such a great friendship because we really are just so supportive of one another. We're always in each other's corner. There's never been any jealousy or competition or any of that weirdness that you can find a lot with females. And and that's just, it's a breath of fresh air. It's nice because we always know we can count on each other.
I think that's such a good point. It's such a good takeaway because, you know, it's funny. A common thread over our podcast has been the success of relationships, no matter what the relationship is that they're rooting for each other. They're really on the same team. They're rooting for each other. They genuinely want the other one to win. And I do think for me, that has been a life challenge, finding your friends that genuinely want you to win, you know, that aren't like secretly not wanting you to win, you know? And so I think when you have that friendship, you have to hold on to that for dear life. And I think that's such like an incredible thing.
Yeah, we're super lucky.
I agree.
I think you said it too perfectly. It's like, I feel like her wins are my wins. Yeah. Like sometimes I pretend like they are. No, I'm kidding.
But you feel it, but you feel it that deeply.
Totally. Yeah. And I think that's what's amazing is our friendship started like, you know, with boobs and bras and then, you know, LA, we were going out in LA as like young, she was younger than me, but as young kids frolicking around LA.
So fun.
And then honestly, I mean, I was on her first date with her ex-husband. I mean, it's wild, but I think we've grown into this place that I'm so proud of, the fact that we celebrate each other's wins and we're there for the highs, the lows, but it really has like a depth to it that I think, to your point, it comes from a place of security. Like I think we're both secure with ourselves and therefore super secure with our friendship. And it is so fun to watch each other's like just continue to journey through life. So.
Totally. It's really funny because
I think too, like, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like from a business aspect, well, like obviously we know each other from LA and going out and partying and being young, but then to see the success that we've both had, and especially like Biegs is a badass boss girl, boss babe or whatever you want to call it, and that's been really cool to see. And then I've gone to her for advice. We actually talked about her coming on as my COO at Uncommon James for a while, and we went back and forth, and we just had a really open dialogue about how it made us nervous to work with a friend. I think that's a very real thing that we need to talk about. And we ultimately decided it wasn't the right move, but she did come and consult for us. And I respect her so much in the business world too, that's been really cool for me to be able to lean on her and ask her for advice and actually be able to hire her and use her for stuff. I think that's been really cool too, just to see how far we've come.
Sure. I think that's awesome. And how do you feel? I know I still struggle with it every day, and everyone thinks I have it like down so easy, but like being a working mom, I mean, I think it's been easier since being remote and home and not having to like jump on planes all the time and go to events every night and all of that. But like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you find it a daily challenge?
It's, I will say, so I got a divorce almost 2 years ago, and that in itself has lent almost like the perfect balance for me, because I have my kids for a week and then I don't have them for a week.
Right.
And that has sort of forced me to jam everything into the weeks I don't have my kids. And then when I do have my kids, I'm mom, that's it. I mean, I don't even really go out with my friends when I have my kids. Like, I'm with my kids. And that's been really nice. Because then the weeks I don't have them, I'm able to travel. I'm going to LA in 2 weeks, and I'm going to love it and enjoy it. And then I won't have that guilt of like, I need to get home. I need to, be with my kids. So in a way, it's been nice. I'm trying to look at the silver lining of it. So
interesting.
And it's been nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. No, I mean, I do think that's so interesting, because it's funny. I have so many friends that are divorced. My sister's been a single mom forever. She's now happily in a relationship, but she was a single mom for like 15 years. And it was interesting because there was those moments where she didn't have the kids, and I was like, go away. Like, go do something. Like, go. Like, this is the silver lining of, And so I think it's amazing. And I think it's an important thing to really like bring up, because I think that so many women out there, I think we all struggle with that push-pull. And I think that trying to find that like silver lining in a situation, it's like, okay, wait, I get actually me time that isn't guilty time, because then when I'm with them, I'm 1,000% in and like, no. So I think that's so interesting. Such a good way to look at it, honestly. And how old are your kids?
Yeah, I feel like so my kids are 9, 7, and 6. And I do feel like through the divorce, I've kind of refound it's a lot. It's full on. After my weeks with them, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a day of an adjustment when they come back.
Yes.
Like the day they come back, I'm like, oh my God, this is intense. And then when they leave, I'm like, whoa, it's so quiet. I don't know what to do with myself
anymore. Oh my God.
It's an adjustment. But I do feel like I've kind of refound myself again, and having that me time just to check in with myself and make myself a priority again has been really nice too, because for so long, I mean, my kids were first. It was the house. It was my husband. It was all the animals. It was like my business. It was everything. And I was the last one on the totem pole. And now I'm a high priority, and that feels really good. And I actually think I'm a better mom because of it.
Are you still sleeping on cotton? If so, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your sheets are dirty. It's true. Cotton is an incredibly wasteful, thirsty, and damaging crop that uses dangerous pesticides and drains the earth's water supply. That's exactly why it's time to move on to something cleaner, softer, and better for the environment. And it doesn't have to cost a fortune. Introducing Attitude Bamboo Sheets, because bamboo is better in bed. Made from the world's first clean bamboo fabric, Attitude sheets are softer than silk, sustainable as hemp, and use 500 times less water than cotton sheets. Not only that, but Attitude sheets are luxuriously silky and get softer with every wash. It's absolutely true. Honestly, it's a marker of excellent quality when a fabric actually feels even more buttery with every wash. Just ask the 15,000 customers who gave these sheets 5 stars. And as I know, I've said before, Roger is like a furnace at night. So we need to have the most breathable sheets. And Attitude's sheets have risen to the occasion in every possible way. They are super breathable, moisture wicking, and hypoallergenic. And they keep us cool and comfortable all night long. Plus, you can sleep better knowing that Attitude sheets are better for the planet. Clean bamboo is responsibly sourced and made in a closed loop system that recycles 98% of water in the process. Plus, all of Attitude's products are climate neutral certified. Try any Attitude bedding with their 30-night sleep trial. If you're not completely satisfied, return it for a full refund. And right now, you can get 20% off your order plus free shipping when you visit ettitude.com/Zoe, spelled ETTITUDE.com/Zoe. This is Attitude's best offer, but don't wait. It's only for a limited time. Order today for free shipping and 20% off your order at attitude.com/Zoe. It's very interesting because I think this is a very new thing not a very new thing. I think it's a very new thing that we're all talking about now as women. I think we've come through so much of like, how do you have a career? Can you be a mom? And can you work? And like, what's the juggle? I'm sure you get asked in every single interview you do, how do you juggle? But like, the thing is, you know, how come dads never get asked that question? A and B.
I know.
And B, but I think the thing that I think we are allowing ourselves, and by the way, very admittedly, I suck and fail at it at me time. I don't do it. I need to do it. It's crucial. I don't do it. But the thing is, you know, I think we're at a place now, and I think it's nice that a lot of well-known people are loudly speaking about thinking about themselves. And I don't know about you guys, but obviously watching what's going on in the world right now and how many people we're losing and how many people are taking their own lives, not to get really dark, but I think mental health is obviously more important than it's ever been. And I think that the hardest relationship we all have is the one with ourselves, right? So, and I do think that for women, especially as we get older, it's only at that point that we actually think about allowing ourselves this much time to be like, okay, wait, it's me time, right? And I do think it's really, I don't know if you saw, but Kim came out yesterday. Kim Kardashian came out on the Vogue cover saying like, it's okay. It's me time. It's about me now. Like I'm thinking about me now. I've now decided to have the relationship with myself and put me first. And there was something about that. And, you know, she's such a love and she's a great mom. And I think it was very profound for her to say on the cover of Vogue, like, I choose me right now, you know, and I haven't, but now I am, you know, and I think that that's a great example for women, honestly, like to be okay with that. And it's funny. I saw it and it made me think like, you know, you really got to think about yourself. So like, you know what I mean? It was more just like, cause it was in my face, you know? And I was like, oh, I think about me. No, you don't. Like, no, you don't, you know, because we feel too guilty about it, right?
I know, we do. But it's important because if we're happy, you know, if our hearts are happy emotionally, physically, mentally, we're happy and at peace, we're better parents for it. You know, we're more patient with our kids. We're able to give more love. If we're empty, we have nothing else to give. So I do think it's really important.
Now, do you guys, like, what would you say are the things that you are like most common, like sort of you have the most in common, or you're like, we are so opposite like this? Like, you know, like, are they obvious? Or are they things like, oh my God, Steph's going to hate this? Or like,
well, you go first.
I'd say we have, okay. I think most things we have in common. Really, the only difference is Biegs is essentially the mayor of Chicago. So she knows everybody. She's out.
Super
she's doing
social.
The thing, you know. Super social. Where I'm more of a homebody. I like to keep my circle small.
Same.
Like, I'd say that's like the only difference between us.
Are you a Virgo? Yeah. Kristin, are you a Virgo? Are you a Virgo?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh my God, my son's a Capricorn. Virgos and Caps are the same. I was supposed to marry one, but I gave birth to one instead.
There you go. And then Biegs is a Leo, so she is like out there.
Leo.
I think I don't know if I should say this out loud, but I was going to say the one other difference is that Kristin goes to bed like really early. And it like, sometimes I'm like, it's 8:30. Like, can I call her? I'm not sure. And I don't it's not that I go to bed at like 2 a.m. I
do.
But like, I really, I think about like those hours of like, clearly she has it all figured out, but sometimes I'm like, babe, like, could you potentially, when we're out or like we're traveling, I'm like, you're going to stay up till 9:15 tonight, baby. Right? Like, we'll see if you can do it.
It's so sad.
Oh my God.
Such a old lady.
No, but you know what? Here's the thing. In my mind, I'm going to sleep. Like, I'm the first one to leave everything. You know, like I'm definitely a homebody and I keep my circle definitely small, but for whatever reason, and I get this from my mother, you guys, I go to sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning, which is so insane. And I wake up with the kids at 5:45, 6.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm literally like a
How are you functioning?
I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. My eyes are getting more closed and more closed. But that's why I was saying, like, last night was my first time out in the wild since like December. I think it was like December 11th was like the last thing I was out with like people, because an Omicron hit, and like, you know, we went away for the holiday, but like in LA, I literally like came back after New Year's and like hibernation fully. And last night I was like, wow, I need an evening bag. But then someone handed me, by the way, it was my husband, obviously, handed me this massive, you know, those massive wine glasses that like, they're this big. And I'm like, who's drinking this? Like Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Drank it. I think I was so happy to have it.
Good for you. You got to do it once in a while.
Girl, I love a glass of wine. But then in the morning, it hurts more. I'm not going to lie.
It's brutal. I know. I have like anxiety now drinking because I don't want to be hungover the next day. If I'm hungover, my entire day is ruined. And then I just feel like a piece of shit.
I know. But then I feel like we have to do it though, because we got to have some fun.
Agreed.
You know?
It's true.
So where do you guys see yourselves, your friendship in 5, 10, 20 years from now? Or do you not think about that? Because I can't think past like 2 years, but. Having options is good. But when you have too many to choose from, it can be pretty tiring. And I have a feeling that you have enough on your mind already and would rather not spend all of your time and energy deciding what to wear. I know that Roger definitely feels that way. But despite what he may say, trucker hats and sweatpants are not the solution. Cuts is the solution. Cuts Clothing has perfected the art and science of men's shirts, so you can throw one on and look great without ever thinking twice about it. Every Cuts shirt is designed for a modern tailored fit, and they're insanely comfortable. Plus, Cuts has all the essentials for looking sharp, like tees, hoodies, polos, and more. Pretty much Roger's definition of a daily uniform. So you can stop bouncing between brands to shop for different shirts. Simplify your life and wear what works. And Cuts has all the styles that will work for you. They've totally revolutionized the traditional t-shirt and make it easy to mix and match styles. Honestly, they make it so foolproof that I think I can finally trust Roger to dress himself without my help. Sort of. They have everything from long sleeve Henleys to short sleeve crew necks, and all of them fit perfectly. And I'm such a stickler for quality. So you know I wouldn't say this if I didn't mean it. Cuts Clothing will actually stand the test of time for you. Their patented fabric won't shrink, peel, or fade over time in the wash. And every shirt is so unbelievably soft. So join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've made the simple decision to elevate their wardrobe with Cuts. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/Zoe. That's CUTS clothing.com/Zoe for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing.
I know, 20 years. I'm like, wow, that's
5. 3.
5. I mean, Biegs, what do you think?
I feel like just continuing to live our best life, like what we're doing now, right? Like I want more trips, more adventures. I think I want us to continue to rule the world. That's about it. I think I feel like where we're at today, if we could be in the same place in 5 years, I would be grateful and lucky. 20 years, like Rachel, to your point, like I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. With life.
Like what are we doing Monday? No idea.
Let's check back on that like in a little while.
Agreed.
But I think, honestly, I think if we continue doing what we're doing, taking on things that, you know, new projects that make us happy, continuing to support each other to celebrate our wins, and like continuing to have adventures and drink a lot of tequila, I would be really happy.
What's your favorite tequila?
Same with me.
There's so many tequilas now, you guys.
It really depends. Like, am I sipping it? Am I like, I love a good like Clase Azul on the rocks.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I mean, if I'm like putting it in a drink, like I don't really give a shit what it is. Right.
Right.
But like,
clear.
Cav, what's yours?
What was the mezcal that you really liked? There's that mezcal.
Oh my God.
That you
I'm
love.
obsessed with Gem and Bolt. Have you ever had that?
No.
It's like, it is so good. It's like, it has, okay, fun fact, just going to share. It has Damiana in it, which is like an amazing herb. It's really great for like sex, love, all these fun things.
Wow.
You're going to start to see it. I know. You'll start to see it in a lot of different products, but this Gem and Bolt has a little bit of a vanilla taste to it. So it's like smoky, but not like too smoky. And the bottle is like really sexy. So like, that's all I need.
Aren't you finding the most beautiful bottles now for tequila? I'm sort of like that, like alcohol bottles, you want them to actually sit on your, like out now. It's really pretty.
Yes.
Totally.
So you guys, Chicago and Nashville, I just want to touch on that. Do you miss LA?
No, I mean, you know, I have a condo there and I still go out a decent amount, but to be honest, not really. Especially right now.
There's such a cool community in Nashville. There's such a cool community in Nashville now.
Yeah. Nashville's the best. And I'm like 30 minutes outside of the city. So I'm more in the country. I have a ton of acres and it's just really quiet and peaceful. And it's just for kids. It's great. Yeah. So I'm very happy here.
Totally.
I went to a wedding there. You love what? You love Chicago.
I was going to say, I loved earlier when she was like taking care of my kids and my animals. Like who says that?
My
like,
animals.
She has to take care of her animals too.
Truly.
No, I mean, Nashville is magical. Chicago's the best. It's just like cold as shit.
Yeah,
so
it's insane.
I miss having like the ability to like not have to wear like 76 layers and like long underwear when I go outside. But LA, I don't miss. The one thing I will say that's fun is when I go back to LA, like the life I live there now is wildly different than the life I lived before. Like now I appreciate, we'll go and like have amazing dinners and appreciate wellness. Like when we lived in Hancock, like by Larchmont, like I didn't even see the water. I went out 7 nights a week and lived like a terrible lifestyle. So
it was so much fun though. I love those days. They were so fun.
It was the best.
So much fun. Oh my God.
It's not the same anymore.
It's not the same anymore at all. Actually, it's different. I keep moving further and further west. Yes.
Yeah, that's smart. It's just not the same. Those were the days.
Oh, it's the best. Well, you guys, I love talking to you.
Fun.
I know this was fun.
I love talking to you. I feel like I just learn every time I speak to like badass women. I just like want to keep digging into your souls. But I really loved meeting you, Steph. You're clearly a badass. I love what you guys are doing. I love what you're doing together. I love, Kristin, that you're a homebody. I feel like, Steph, you're really more like Roger in this equation.
That's fine. It's all about balance, right?
I feel like you're the Roger in this equation. Yeah. You're like the mayor going out all the time.
Guys, I like to be home too. Just for the record, I love me time and like chilling out. Don't think that I don't.
I do have a question though. I want to ask some like newlywed type best friend questions. You ready?
Cool. Yeah.
Cute. Okay.
Okay. You answer for the other. So, Steph, what would Kristin get arrested for? We've had some really funny ones, I have to tell you.
My
this is really funny.
I honestly I have to like think. I mean, I don't even, babe. Could you answer that for yourself?
You can say whatever comes to mind.
My first like thought, probably because I started with boobs, was like getting naked somewhere, but like I don't really think that that's the truth.
Probably not anymore. Probably not anymore.
Not anymore. No, don't you think I would be like running my mouth or something? Just like
okay, that's fair.
Off.
That's fair. I could see her getting in like
that's what I'd get arrested for.
Totally, I could see her getting
like
in like
after
a
few
fight.
drinks, get a little sassy.
Yeah. Okay, thank
Roger
you.
said that I would get arrested at an airport for yelling at like TSA for opening my bag and every single thing and just losing my head and not being able to control
it. Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. You give Cav a few too many tequilas and like if someone does something like we'll have to hold her back. Well, that's fair.
Okay, Kristin, what would Steph get arrested for?
I really don't think she would ever get arrested. Like she's a good girl. She really is.
What? I mean, that's so boring. Come on.
Well, no, listen. I mean, she's not boring. She's the complete opposite of boring. But like, you're a good citizen in the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
fair.
you're not breaking laws. You're not like.
You're right. Okay, I think I'm with you on that. I'm excited that I wouldn't get arrested for something. So next question.
We need you to keep us all out of jail.
This one's a little like harder.
That was hard enough.
Okay, okay, Steph, if Kristin was a piece of furniture, what would she be?
Oh my God.
People have gone really deep on these though.
Okay, I'm really going to think about this.
You can go deep. It's almost easier to go deep.
Okay, here we are.
Right.
So I'm picturing her like an amazing, I don't even know how to say this, but like an armoire, like an amazing, like old vintage chest. Because here we are. Like, when you open her up, there's nothing more beautiful, but she's wildly, and not that a chest would be loyal, so that makes no fucking sense, but you'll get it in a second.
No, I get it.
But she also like keeps like, she keeps things close to her chest too, right? So she's, like she said, she's not trying to have 500 million friends. Like, she is so good to the people that she's good to. So like that made like only like 10% of sense. But like,
no, I actually fully get it.
No,
it was perfect.
Sweet.
That's why I said with furniture, it's actually easier to go deep. Like, don't picture what they look like. Totally. Picture who they are in furniture.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, fair.
That was sweet. Thanks.
Love you, boo.
Oh, shit. Now mine's going to suck. So Biegs is obsessed with gold. Like, she loves gold. So I was going to say like some really cool, like decorative gold piece. Cause she is like the life of the party, very fun, like loves to be out there. But obviously, I mean, there is way more to you than just that though.
That's okay, Biegs, I will say I do love gold.
No, but I'm gonna give you a little credit. She's
I feel like you're a gold disco ball.
Yes.
I feel great about that.
I'm so lucky to have Biegs in my life because she is the most loyal, honest. You know what I love too about Biegs? She tells it how it is. Like, I don't like friends who just tell you what they think you want to hear. Yeah, like she'll call me out for my shit, and I think that's really important. I think that's what a friend is, to give you an honest opinion. Yeah, so I don't like
yes people. I don't like yes people. Mm-mm. Tell me. Just tell me. Be straight. I'm not precious. Just tell me. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's hard though. Those friends are harder, but it's harder to be that friend. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah, it is.
What's your go-to karaoke song? Either of you. Steph, what's Kristin's?
Karaoke. I mean, like, these are the hardest questions I've ever had.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want, try another one.
Okay. I feel like this one's easy. Who would be the most hungover after a wedding? Steph.
100% Cav. 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Biegs is a fake drinker. I call her a fake drinker.
Yeah. So like,
okay.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I am like I'm like an amazing peer pressure / promoter of other people drinking.
Yeah.
I have a strong fear of being hungover. So A, I take charcoal pills. So does she. But B, I'm okay being like no and fake drinking and like putting water. Like, I don't have any shame.
I love that.
So yeah, and I think maybe like Cav, when she like commits to drinking, when she commits, she's in. And like when you get her, when you like let mom out of the house, mom's gone wild. Like she is like, she goes for it. I
still got it.
Yeah, she still has it. I have a little more restraint. But like, yes, 100%. I feel wildly confident in my answer. Cav will be hungover after a wedding.
I love that. You guys are the cutest. Do you wish you could marry your best friends sometimes?
Totally.
Honestly, I had Sarah Foster, Sarah Foster and Jen Meyer, who happen to be two of my best friends, but they are like, are like the same. Yeah. And I literally, they're like, it would be so much easier if we actually were married to each other.
Totally.
Right?
Like sometimes I'm like, they basically are, but it's the best of both. They're the cutest. They're literally the cutest besties. They like finish each other's thoughts. But the one thing I would say, you guys, and before we leave each other, the one thing I would say is I think the greatest thing about a best girl friendship, do you feel like you can just be yourself 1000%, guards down, show everything, your most vulnerable self? Because to me, that's the true deepest meaning of a best friend.
Completely 100%. Agree. Yeah. There's no judgment whatsoever. Like, we both are just who we are. And that is such a great feeling. And the older you get too, that I think is really hard to find, where you could just be 100% your true authentic self.
Yep. You guys are the cutest. You guys are the cutest. Thanks for being on. I loved talking to you guys. I could talk to you guys for another hour, but I won't because I know we all have to go.
Thanks for having us.
Oh my God. Have a great weekend, you guys. I love talking to you.
You too.
Thank you. Have an awesome weekend. So that was so much fun. What a great girlfriend relationship. Like, one of my favorite things lately has just been interviewing really badass women. And they're clearly like, Kristin's a working mom of 3, now divorced. And I loved how candid she was about what that's like and how she found the silver lining, which I think a lot of moms out there should listen to. And I think Steph, you can tell, is just a clear badass and funny as hell. And I love their relationship. And I think it's important to highlight female friendships that really work, and that they can exist in a really deep, meaningful way. Okay, so if you liked what you've heard so far, please make sure you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts and give us a rating and a review, and keep listening. And check us out on our Instagram at works.for.us. And tell us your story. There's a Works For Us phone line that you can call to leave us a message with your very own relationship stories, and we're planning to share our favorites on the podcast. You can also ask us for relationship advice, although, full disclosure, I cannot stress enough that we are not experts, but we will take your questions anyway. So if you want to share your story or ask us a question, give us a call at 657-549-2251. That's 657-549-2251. You can also find all of our contact info on our Instagram at works.for.us. Okay, but I want to leave you first with a little highlight and lowlight from my week, because I think we all have highs and lows every week. If you don't have lows, you're very lucky. But I would say, very simply, very surface, I would say my high is that I went out in the wild last night for the first time in LA in, I think, exactly 2 months. Like, since probably December 11th was my last time kind of out seeing people. I've been in Omicron hibernation since then. And it was really nice to see people. The bad news is at 5:45 this morning, when I had to get up with the kids for school, it really hurt. I have a bit of a hangover today, and it definitely really does hurt. So I probably should have considered that while drinking this massive glass of white wine. But I really enjoyed it. And, you got to live a little. And I think we have to appreciate the wins of being able to go out and see people in this insane life that we're all living together, but we are all in it together. So I hope you have a great week. And I will speak to you all next week on Works For Us.